Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The Weighted Heart. Finding divine balance in a world of attachments. In the journey of life, the human heart is often likened to a vessel. What we choose to fill it with determines our peace, our stability, and our ultimate success. It is a natural human instinct to love, to cherish our parents, to adore our spouses, to protect our children, and to take pride in our homes and possessions. However, there is a profound spiritual reality that many realize only after experiencing heartache. When a created thing occupies the center of the heart becomes fragile. The concept of Tawheed, the oneness of God, is not just about believing that Allah is the only creator, it is about ensuring He is the only one at the center of our devotion. When we shift that focus toward the dunya, this worldly life, we inadvertently set ourselves up for suffering. The danger of excessive attachment. You mentioned a very deep truth. Loving anything too much in this world can give us a hard time. This is because everything in this world is inherently temporary. Buildings crumble, cars age, and even the people we love most will eventually leave us, or we will leave them. When we love a human being or an object too much, meaning we love them more than we love Allah, or we believe our happiness depends entirely on them, we have placed a burden on that person or object that they were never meant to carry. Humans are imperfect. They make mistakes, they change, and they pass away. If your entire world is built around a person and that person fails you or leaves, your world is destroyed. Allah warns us in the Quran about this specific struggle. Say, O Muhammad, if your fathers, your sons, your brothers, your wives, your relatives, wealth which you have obtained, commerce wherein you fear decline, and dwellings with which you are pleased are more beloved to you than Allah and His Messenger and jihad in His cause, then wait until Allah executes His command. And Allah does not guide the defiantly disobedient people. Surah At-Tawbah 9:24. The Lesson of the Blind Heart, a story of unbalanced love. Consider the painful example of a mother who poured all her love, her dreams, and her pride into one specific son. She had 4 children, but her heart became fixated on the success of her brilliant son, wanting him to become a doctor. Meanwhile, her younger son sacrificed his own ambitions, working hard and supporting the family to ensure his brother could achieve that high status. The mother's love was too much, because it became an obsession with status and a specific outcome. She placed this son on a pedestal, perhaps even above the principles of fairness and spiritual balance. And what was the result? Once that son reached the height of his career, the very hands she had kissed and the mind she had nurtured turned against her. Without the fear of Allah or the mercy of a balanced heart, he placed his own mother in a care home, labeling her a mental patient to rid himself of the burden. This is a tragic reminder that when we love a child too much in a worldly way, focusing on their degrees, their money, or their status, we often forget to nurture their taqwa, God consciousness. A heart that is loved too much by a parent without being taught to love Allah more can become arrogant and cold. The younger son, who was perhaps less celebrated but worked with a sense of duty, was the one left with the heartbreak of seeing the family's unity destroyed. As the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Love your beloved moderately, for it may be that he will become your enemy one day. And hate your enemy moderately, for it may be that he will become your beloved one day." Tirmidhi. Love for the sake of Allah. The solution is not to stop loving your family. Islam does not ask us to be cold. Rather, it teaches us to love them for the sake of Allah. When you love your mother because Allah commanded it, that love is an act of worship. When you love your children as an amana, trust, you treat them with justice. You do not favor one over the other based on their job title, for in the eyes of Allah, the best of them is the one with the most piety. If you love your family for Allah and they happen to disappoint you or mistreat you, your heart remains firm. Why? Because your primary connection is with the one who never fails, never sleeps, and never forgets your sacrifices. The mirage of the dunya. We often make the mistake of trying to find forever in a world that is temporary. The Quran reminds us, Know that the life of this world is but amusement and diversion and adornment and boasting to one another and competition in increase of wealth and children. Surah Al-Hadid 57:20. When we destroy everything by loving too much, it is because we have turned a blessing into an idol. We become so obsessed with the person that we neglect our prayers or our character. By seeking the pleasure of the creation over the pleasure of the Creator, we often end up losing both. Practical advice for a balanced heart. 1. Prioritize the pleasure of Allah. Before making a decision for a child or a spouse, ask, does this please Allah? 2. Practice justice between children. Never let your love for one child's success blind you to the loyalty and service of another. 3. Remind yourself of the return. Every morning, remind yourself that everything you have belongs to Allah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Truly, to Allah we belong and to Him we return. 4. Listen to the command. We must listen to what God told us. If we follow His boundaries, our love will be a source of peace, not a source of destruction. Conclusion. Everything in this world requires balance. Too much love for the dunya leads to a hard heart and a broken spirit. But when we love Allah most, He puts barakah, blessing, in our other loves. He protects us from the betrayal of others because our happiness is not tied to their actions, but to His divine promise. May Allah grant you a full recovery, give you strength for your shift tomorrow, and always keep your heart filled with His light. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.